This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're at the O2. It's the end of the night. I'm joined by Barry, and obviously a massive disappointment at the main event with Dylan was off, but we've still got a good card tonight.
Yeah, amazing. You get used to disappointments with fighters getting injured, whether it's COVID or an injury, and gutted to lose Dylan, of course, because he's a massive draw, and it was a really good fight, and a good fight for him, having been inactive for so long. But the amazing thing about boxing shows and shows generally, just when you don't expect, you think it's a disaster, and it actually ends up being a good night. I mean, everyone enjoyed themselves. Johnny Fisher lit the place up. The Savage was like electric against the Molina, who has been a very good fighter in his time. Chantel just produced a brilliant performance. And I think people, what was there in there? 5,000 people instead of 13,000. Okay. But I think those 5,000 had a good night of boxing. And that's good for the sport and it's good for us. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the evening. I was disappointed not to see Dylan, of course. But I think we made the best of it and the fighters gave us a great show.
Well, the 1,400 who came for Johnny Fisher certainly enjoyed it tonight.
Massive. I mean, I don't know if they'll ever get home. But it was just brilliant. And to me, it sort of sums up what boxing's about when I see people like Johnny Fisher. It's local community rallying around a local star and make him into a national figure, which he could do in time.
Is that how far you can go?
Well, I mean, I looked at it tonight and I'm thinking the worst case is, and this is a compliment, the worst case is Billy Walker. Billy Walker banged out arenas, and he didn't win anything, but he, had his moments, of course. Johnny's a really smart kid. He might have the brain to adapt. Give him enough time. No rush. He's young, inexperienced, makes loads of mistakes. He's got a good camp behind him. The Tibbses are, they know their boxing inside out. He's got the best promoter in the world. I think he's a decent kid. So I'm quite excited about watching the journey because it'll be fun. And who knows how far he can go. But we'll give him a chance, and that's what the fight game's about. But most importantly, as you saw tonight, he brought together a whole community from his part of the world that all travelled as one and enjoyed themselves and, put a smile on their face.
Absolutely.
It was exciting.
Absolutely. Just moving away from tonight, Barry, we had Anthony Joshua on our channel. Coogan spoke to him the other day. Did you manage to catch any of that?
Yeah, I watched it, yeah.
What did you make of the interview in general?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think Anthony's a very intelligent boy. I think he goes away and he thinks about things. He evaluates. I think he runs Anthony Joshua like Anthony Joshua Limited. He runs it like a proper business, and that's a very good attitude to have. I think he knows that he got his tactics wrong. Whoever got those tactics wrong, the ultimate responsibility is the fighter. That's the fact of life. It's like me in a business. If you're the governor, don't matter whether you was involved in a decision or not, you take the can. But I think he's a big enough man to do that and move on. I was impressed with his attitude.
Okay, and also do want to ask you about him visiting different gyms in America and potentially getting an American trainer on board.
He's learning all the time. He's learning. He soaks it up, Doesn't mean to say that he won't stay where he is. Doesn't mean to say he won't stay where he is. And ultimately, he'll be the only one that makes that decision, but he doesn't make it out of ignorance. So he soaks it all up. And if he can soak up enough knowledge, then he can beat Usyk in the rematch. And that's his total priority. Again, it's just so exciting, isn't it? It's just lucky to be involved. We're at the right place at the right time, young man. We've got some great fights going. Dylan Whyte against Tyson Fury is a great fight. I think we're sport for choice at the moment. I mean, don't forget, we've got people like Joe Joyce in the background, great fighter that deserves his chance as well. We're going to have 3 or 4 years of top quality fighters.
Barry, do you think Fury v Whyte goes to purse bids, or do you think a deal can be done?
I think if I was advising Dylan Whyte, which I'm not, I would always say go to purse bids. Because what you don't want to do is go to bed at night thinking, could I have got more? Purse bid is the value of the fight, is the purse bid. In the past, when purse bids haven't taken place, it's because people have done deals. And sometimes those deals are not beneficial to the fighter. We all know what's gone on in the past. This is transparent business now. The talent is king. Dylan Whyte is king. Tyson Fury is king. Let them earn as much money as the market will pay. And the best way to, in my view, the best way to resolve that is by a purse bid.
I'm sure you guys will try and reach a deal with Bob Arum and Frank Warren for that fight, though. Will you try to reach a deal with
Not my decisions. I'm not involved. I personally would say, make us an offer. We know the numbers, and we know the numbers we can go to. And if they make an offer that is significantly more than that, then we'll discuss it with Dylan and see what he thinks.
Okay, Barry, and appreciate your time here on IFL TV. I know
Always a pleasure. Always
getting
a
late,
pleasure.
but I'm sure we'll catch up soon. All right, Barry?
Look forward to it. Cheers,
Thank
mate.
you.
Well done, boy.